guys, welcome to Ai's Kitchen. Today I'll be teaching you guys how to make a Pikachu o bento. Now, all the ingredients and the supplies that you need are going to be linked in the description box below. Today I will be using this plastic container, something you can get at Target or Costco really. It's not like a traditional Japanese bento box. So let's get started. Okay, so I've got my Stitch apron on. I got this when I was 6, so it kind of doesn't fit me anymore, but it's cute. So I'm gonna move this aside. It is heating up right now, so I'm just gonna put that there. This is for our egg and our sausage that we're gonna be cutting and cooking later. This is our bento box. For today, it's rectangle shaped. You could use a circle shaped bento box, but just for today and the Pikachu theme that we're going to be following today, I recommend using a square bento box. I'm going to fill up my bento box halfway, about until there, halfway with rice. And this rice is going to determine how big and where your Pikachu is going to be. It also depends on how much you eat. For example, when I use this container for lunch, I like to fill it up about halfway with rice because any more than that I can't finish it. So I'm just going to fill it up halfway. Again, you can go up to like 2/3 and fill it up with rice. It just really depends on how much you eat. And typically, because this is a Pikachu, this would be like the face of the Pikachu. Just like that. The next step is that we gotta beat our eggs. Our egg. I'm gonna use 2 just to be safe. Again, better safe than sorry. And then also, if you don't have enough toppings in the end, you could also use this egg as a topping and put it on the side of the Pikachu face. I always thought beating eggs was like so boring because you're just here beating eggs and there's nothing for you to do. You're gonna take one of these things. This is what I use to shift my flour when I'm baking, but typically, you know, this is what you use to scoop your dumplings out of the water after they're done. Now with an empty bowl, you are going to put it on the table. This one has the egg that we just beat. You're gonna take your flour shifter, your dumpling scooper, and then you're just gonna pour the egg into it like this. So now we're doing this because we want to make sure we can get the Pikachu's face to be as yellow as possible. Alright, so I'm just going to let that sit there. Can you sit there, please? Okay, let that sit there. Grab my oil. This is just regular olive oil. It doesn't matter which oil you use, we're just going to cook the egg. So pour a little bit of oil on there. This is the thing that I use for shabu shabu, you know, pot. Yeah. Okay, and the reason why we're doing the egg first is because the Pikachu's face is gonna be decorated with nori, and if you put nori on a hot surface, it will become wrinkly and it will shrivel up and be like really disgusting, and it's not gonna hold its shape. So we are going to cook the egg and then put it in our bento box first, let that cool so that when you actually are ready for the eyes and the nose and the face, your nori will not shrink. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring this guy in. Not a nice sound. I'm just gonna pour this into the pan. My spatula. You can sprinkle some salt. Of course, it looks cute, but it also has to taste good. So, simmer. It smells good. This is our bento box, but because it's really hot right now, I don't want to put it in plastic. I'm gonna put it on this glass plate. Now this is the scary part. You gotta flip it without breaking it. Otherwise, Pikachu's face would be ruined.
One eternity later.
Come on. There we go. So, it's not perfect, but it will do. we are going to work with our sausages. For this bento box, I want to make my sausages look like tiny little octopus, and I'll show you what that looks like. So, open this first. So I've got my mini sausage here. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna cut it in half. That's how big my tacos are gonna be, my octopus. Now I'm just gonna do 4 octopi.
Octopus.
You're gonna get your sausage and then you're going to cut it. So this is the head. That's the head of our little octopus. Then you're gonna cut it about, don't cut too much because you're making the legs. So you're gonna make an incision. Your girl's watching too much Grey's Anatomy. Okay, so I'm gonna make a cut here. So it kind of opens, but only halfway length of the entire sausage. So I really only cut up to like there. All right, and then you're gonna flip it and then do the same thing. So you're kind of cutting a cross shape. So you'll end up with 4 sections on the bottom. I'm going to do that with all 4 of our little sausage pieces. You don't have to really make sure that your octopus tentacles are the same sizes. You could, but I don't think the person eating this will notice, or like honestly would pay extra attention to whether or not your octopus legs and tentacles are cut the same size. Alright, so now that we have our octopus sausages, I'm going to put them in here. What's gonna happen is you're gonna take your sausage, you're gonna put it on the grill or your pan standing up like this, and then you're gonna spread out the legs like that. You're gonna spread out the legs so it kind of sits in your pan like this, like a little octopus. And then it's just gonna cook itself. Alright, so this guy in there. I'm gonna put them in here. And then they will open up on their own, but by smashing them on the cutting board first, it will make it easier for them to open up as they are cooking. You could cut more than 4 tentacles, but I recommend 4 because you want to make sure that the tentacles stay attached to the octopus itself. So, okay. Okay, as that is happening, I'm going to take this bento box that we've just put our rice in. Using chopsticks, I'm gonna transfer our egg onto our bento box. And you want the yellow part, the egg, to fully cover the rice. And then as you can see, we have some excess. You could just either stuff that in the bento box or cut it off. Really, it's up to you. Are you good? Ugh. Oh. Oh. You good? Oh, no.
What do you mean, no?
You want to hear it in Spanish? No.
No.
Once the octopus's...
I'm trying to talk.
Once your octopus's tentacles have opened up, like bloomed like a flower, if you will, they should be ready to eat. Alright, so there is our Pikachu face base. I'm going to take our little... Oh, please don't spray me. Oh, please don't spray me. Octopus number 1, octopus number 2, octopus number 3, and octopus number 4. This is what they look like. Now moving all of this stuff aside, we are going to bring in the decoration part of it. This is the fun part. So I prepared lettuce, kimchi, and cucumber. The reason why I prepared this is because it's easy, and also it was last night's leftovers. If you have leftovers from last night, put them in. They're not gonna know. Well, maybe they might. But if you make it all cute, I don't think they will. And then the kimchi. And then we're gonna put our little kimchi covered cucumbers. This was from last night's dinner, so. I'm gonna take our little octopus. I'm gonna put them in there. because it does look a little bit dark, I do have some fish sausage. Now fish sausage looks like this. You can get it at your local Asian supermarket. I typically go to Mitsuwa or Marukai or Nijiya. Your Japanese supermarket, they probably will have this. Fish sausage. Sounds disgusting, I know, but tastes kind of good. And the color's not very appetizing either, so I don't know. Everything about this says stay away, don't eat, but it tastes good. I don't know how to describe it. I just know it as fish sausage, and you just have to take a leap and trust me that it tastes good. Some people don't like it, but I don't know. I like it. I know for a fact that I opened this wrong because Japanese packaging should not be so difficult. Opening up fish sausage. You really only need like that much. So now I'm just gonna cut it in like pretty thin slices, like about a centimeter. Okay, with a cookie cutter, you're going to cut the shape of a flower onto your fish sausage. And you can get creative with this. It's called a cookie cutter, but you can pretty much cut anything with this, right? So sometimes I see like on TikToks, some people cut like watermelon with this. This like leftover stuff, it doesn't look pretty, but you can still eat it. Okay, take our bento box, and little flowers. You know what they kind of look like? Those $1 erasers that couldn't erase anything, but we collected as a child because they make us feel good that we just had them. Nori, you should get maybe Japanese nori, because Korean nori, Korean seaweed is what it's called, seaweed. Korean seaweed is looser and it's not as tight as sushi seaweed, so I recommend Japanese seaweed just because it will hold together better when you are using it to cut out shapes. If you have one of these, super useful. If you don't, it's fine. You can go ahead and use scissors to cut it out, but to save time, I highly recommend buying one of these. This is a seaweed cutter. Works the same as like a paper cutter. You stick your seaweed in there and then it like cuts it for you. So this is a circle cutter, and I need this for Pikachu's eyes. So there we have one eye. And we have another eye. See? Now this part for his nose, we're gonna need a scissor or like a knife. So I'm gonna start by cutting a tiny piece of nori like this, and then cutting an obtuse triangle. Okay, and then to glue the eyes down, I'm gonna use, not ketchup, mayonnaise. This is Japanese mayonnaise. It's called mayonnaise, and their logo is Kewpie. I'll put it on the screen so you know what to get when you're at the store. But we're gonna use this as glue. And then what I'm doing right now is I am making the inner white part of Pikachu's eyes. So now what I'm doing, this is the make or break of your Pikachu. Believe it or not, it wasn't the eyes, it's Pikachu's cheeks. Pikachu has these like cute rosy cheeks when he smiles, he or she, I'm sorry, I don't know the gender of Pikachu. So I'm just gonna try it out again on my cutting board, make sure. Oh! See, that's why we tried it. Can we like relax, please? Okay. So we want like a perfect circle. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, our little Pikachu Bento. If you want more videos or you have any recommendations on which characters you want me to show you how to create, please comment them down below. I'll see you guys next time. じゃあね!